Hey y'all, and welcome back to Journey to Our Authentic Selves. I'm going to go on a really weird rant, and it's going to be really awkward, and I'm probably going to have to piece this together in editing, but here it goes. Yes, the topic is racism. Growing up, I have the full belief that skin color meant nothing. Nothing. It's like the color of your eyes. Why would I judge someone on the skin tone if I don't judge people on their hair color or their eye color? It's not like it's by choice. Well, unless you dye your hair, but who cares, right? And that's how I was raised, and that's how I believe, and that's how I've raised my children to believe. So when it helps that I lived in a very cultural rich environment. I grew up in Vallejo, and there was a hodgepodge of races and religions and just culture everywhere, because being surrounded by that's what I took in, that it didn't matter. Unfortunately, I think it's more in the lower income areas you're going to find the most richest of culture, and how that works out I really don't know. I just guess because poor knows no fucking boundaries, and therefore we're all gonna go where we can afford, and hey, you're gonna see everybody, and that I'm okay with that. And then growing up and having kids, we ended up in another area. We're in a poor area. We're just broke. But in the poor areas, again, we're in an area that's rich in culture and rich in diversity, and I love it. But basically, living in this situation where my kids are growing up like I did, seeing and experiencing flavors of people and knowing from the get-go everybody's different. However, when it comes down to it, we're all human beings, and that's what they have grown to know, and I love it. I love it. I would rather be in a culturally and racially and religious diverse area. And that brings me to my point of this video 5 minutes in, which it won't be 5 minutes because I'm going to edit the fuck out of this thing. But my daughter, my almost 8-year-old daughter, has said and done some things recently that I realize they're going to be taken the wrong way, or would have been taken the wrong way if heard by the wrong people. Now, I'm going to tell you what she said and what she did first. And then you're going to take it however you're going to take it. And then I'm going to explain it, and you're going to realize why I brought it up. The first thing she did is we went to back to school night, and no, it wasn't back to school night. What's the one that comes at the end? Open house. We went to open house, and on her desk was a book that she had written, and it was called The One-Eyed Black Pirate. And in this story, I know, a little red flag just went off in your head, didn't it? It happened with me too. I'm like, what? And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just go with it and see what happens. But in this story, the one-eyed black pirate was the bad guy. And bad things happen. And then, the Prince Charming came and saved the day, and they lived happily ever after, whatever. And I looked at her and I said, the one-eyed black pirate? Why is he black? And she said, oh, because he's wearing black clothes. Didn't even dawn on her for a minute to explain the race, the skin tone, none of it. It was because of the clothes. The other thing she did was explain to me that the school has 2 bathrooms, the white bathroom and the black bathroom. Big bells go off in your head. Why? Because we've been doused in the history of what that means. And rightly so. Bells should be going off. But when I asked her about it, said, why is it the white bathroom and the black bathroom? And she said, well, the one bathroom's painted white and the other one has black and blue tiles in it. Yeah. My child is far from racist. She doesn't even know that concept. Like, she doesn't get it. And isn't that how we want everyone to be? But nowadays, people are so caught up in being so sensitive and how it could be construed the wrong way, and so you shouldn't say it, and getting butthurt over the slightest little things, that it makes being non-racist and not even meaning anything by what they say difficult. If we truly want to stamp out racism, if we truly want to have equality, you see, I don't even like the word equality because everybody's not equal. And you achieve to be a different person, and you achieve for greatness, and if you have greatness, then there's someone that's going to be below you. So equality is not quite the word. But if we want to achieve to have tolerance and acceptance and peace in any way, shape, or form, two things have to happen. One, people have to stop being assholes and making the comments on purpose and doing the actions on purpose. You know, no calling people the N-word just to be an asshole. Or just how about not using the word? I mean, that's a word my kids aren't going to accidentally use because they're not allowed to use it. But if they're not allowed to use it, and I get why it's acceptable in the culture. I do. But like the case with the chick that got on the stage and said it was in the lyrics. And if it's in the lyrics, I don't see, I don't know. That's just a confusing area for me. I don't like that word. I would probably edit myself, but I don't see how editing someone who's singing it because they enjoy the culture and they're there and they love the music. She's not saying it to call someone that. She's singing the song. In fact, if my daughter heard it, she would just sing the song. Not that I would allow her to listen to that right now because she's a little too young. But you know what I'm saying? If it's not done with a malicious intent, and that's the second thing, if things aren't done with a malicious intent, don't be butthurt by it. Don't make it such a big fucking deal. You know, if someone, some celebrity called it the white bathroom and the black bathroom, and they were just describing it, people would be all up in arms, and Twitter would blow up, Facebook would shut down, the world would come to a stop so you could stare and point at the person and go, oh my God, you know what so-and-so said. But what if that's not what they meant? Now, if that's what they meant, then they're part of the problem. Refer to problem one that needs to change, being an asshole. If you say something to purposely point out a difference in someone, you're a bully. You're an asshole. You're a jerk, and you need to be called out. You're part of the problem. If it wasn't done in a malicious intent, and people get offended anyway, you're just as much a part of the problem. And right now, there's so much from both sides on this thing that you can't win for losing. You can't have someone who is innocently pure of thought and loving everyone and accepting of everyone, and just sees a person for a person. Because if they say something or do something without that malicious thought or even thinking about it, because why would they? They don't think that way. And someone gets butthurt, you're going to change the way they think. You're going to change the way they feel. And you're going to introduce that racism into them, because then they're going to have to edit what they say to certain people. And they're going to act a different way around certain people. And I'm sorry, that's breeding racism. And that's just as equally not okay. People should be free to feel and think they want the way they want to and speak the way they want to. Unless it's one of the two things. The opposite extremes should just not happen. Don't say things to purposely piss people off or alienate someone for the way they look, believe, or act. But at the same token, don't be butthurt on every little fucking thing that comes out of people's mouths. Because the way you treat people and the way you react to people, they need to come together for peace to happen. Something to think about today. I know that got really deep and it's pretty long. I'm going to try to edit it as much as I can, but something to think about. Until next time, I'm Tracey. Enjoy the journey.